If you're an educator, your world is probably buzzing or maybe even stressing about AI. Is it a game-changing tool? A threat to your job? So today, we're going to cut through all that noise and figure out what this really means for your classroom right now.
All right, so let's just dive right in with the big one. The question that's on everyone's mind. Is AI in the classroom a helper or is it a replacement? This is the question, right? And it's going to be our guide as we unpack the technology, its history, and its real impact on what you do every day. But before we can even try to answer that, we've got to be on the same page. So for this first part, we're just going to demystify the technology. Let's break down what AI actually is in a school setting, without all the confusing jargon. So what is AI really? I mean, you see the formal definition here, but here's the key thing to remember. AI isn't just one single thing. Think of it more like a big umbrella term for any machine that can kind of imitate human intelligence, from basic problem solving all the way to some really complex learning.
A huge piece under that umbrella is machine learning. This is basically the engine, right? It's what allows an app to see how a student is doing on a quiz, and then boom, it adapts the next set of questions just for them. It's a system that gets smarter from the data it sees, all on its own.
And then there's this thing called natural language processing, or NLP. And this is all about teaching computers to understand and talk like us, in human language. So anytime you've used an AI writing assistant or one of those classroom chatbots, that's NLP working its magic, making those conversations feel, well, almost natural. And even though this all feels incredibly new, like it just popped up overnight, the truth is the core ideas have been around for a long time. So let's do a quick history lesson, see how we went from just a theory to the tools we're actually using in our classes today. You are not going to believe this, but the term artificial intelligence was actually coined way back in 1956. Yeah. By the 80s, we started seeing the very first intelligent tutoring systems. But just look at this timeline. You can see how things just exploded. The last decade gave us this huge boom in machine learning. And now, well, generative AI is something my grandma knows about. The pace of change is it's staggering. So that brings us right here to today. And to really get a handle on what's happening in our schools, we have to make this one super important distinction. It's the one that separates all of the sci-fi stuff from the tools that you and I can actually use. Okay, this right here might be the single most important concept for us as educators to get. All the AI we have today, every single tool, is what's called narrow AI. Think of it as a specialist. It's designed to do one specific thing and do it really, really well, like Grammarly, checking your grammar. Now, that other idea, general AI, the kind of AI that can do any intellectual task a human can, that's still pure science fiction. It is not, I repeat, not in our classrooms. All right, so we've established we're dealing with these highly specialized, narrow AIs. Now it's time for the main event. Let's get into a real, balanced look at the incredible promise these tools have, and, just as important, the very real dangers we need to watch out for. So the upside here is, well, it's pretty huge. Let's take personalized learning. Imagine an AI tutor that figures out one of your students is really struggling with fractions. It can instantly give them more practice, right at their level. At the exact same time, it can be challenging another student who's already aced that concept. We're talking about automating differentiation, which frees you, the teacher, up to do what you do best, that crucial human-to-human connection and instruction. But, and this is a big but, we have to be really honest about the challenges. Algorithmic bias, for example, is a huge risk. If an AI is trained on data that's already biased, it might end up unfairly flagging the writing styles of, say, non-native English speakers. It could actually put those students at a disadvantage. And beyond all the tech stuff, let's be real. AI has zero human empathy. It doesn't understand culture. And those are the things that are at the very heart of great teaching. So, as educators, these are the hard questions we have to start asking before we bring any new tool into our classrooms. Does this thing actually respect my students' privacy? Does it promote fairness and equity? And maybe the biggest question of all, does it complement my teaching? Or is it just trying to replace the essential human element of what I do? And this all brings us to the future. Look, the future of learning isn't going to be about the fanciest code or the newest algorithm. It's going to be about our relationship with this technology. It's about making sure that a skilled, caring teacher, a human, is always in the loop. So we're going to end right back where we started, but we're going to flip the question. The real question isn't, will AI replace teachers? That's the wrong question. The real question is one of agency. It's for you. As an educator, how are you going to use these powerful new tools to shape the future of learning? How will you use your professional wisdom to guide them, to critique them, and ultimately to leverage them to build a better, more human-centered classroom for your students? That, right there, is the challenge, and it's the incredible opportunity in front of all of us.